Yo guys, what's going on? So gonna make this work with as much resources as I have currently on a little family vacation here. So I just brought limited technology pieces with me. So I'm trying to make do with what I have here. So bear with me. So with that said, another huge day in the markets, right? Like this market's just on fire right now. We now have the potential to make another daily fair value gap here tomorrow. You see, we have one, two, three, as I keep showing you guys. The big thing is down candle here as we close back above this today, which we're going to, unless this market collapse here in 17 minutes and closes below. This is going to become a daily order block sitting right here, and then we can look for this to support price, and then send this thing higher. Obviously, if this gets this is now going to be my bias. If this order block, which I will admit is a not it's not a pretty order block, because you want your order blocks to be more like this. Like you want thick order blocks. But this is technically by the book, still an order block. But if this starts to get violated, then we know we're coming down to this daily fair value gap. So this is now the condition, is this daily order block to watch for price to either expand higher, retap it, expand higher, or violate it. Then we can target down here that 579 level to this daily fair value gap. Let's see what the 4 hour gave us today. Like I said, we'll look at the weekly. Weekly's expanding. Looks like we have a chance to put in a weekly fair value gap as well going into Friday. Said long week ahead yet, and we have CPI and PPI this week yet. So this can absolutely close, and this can come down here, and we cannot have one, and then look, weekly order block down here as well, right? And then we know our daily fair value gap sit down here. So all this is going to depend on what happens for CPI tomorrow, right? I think most people think this thing's going to dump for CPI. I can absolutely see why. Down filling these fair, like one, two, some of these fair value gaps. I don't have predictions for it. We'll see. We'll just react to it tomorrow, and then we'll take shorts to these higher time frame targets below, or we'll just pull out the fibs and keep looking at places above where we can continue to go to. So along with that, daily OB is going to come with this 4 hour. Remember, going into this week, I said this 4 hour was the condition. As long as this held, we expected higher prices, and then you see we close above this high. We get a 4 hour order block, right? 4 hour order block here. Look how price dug into, tapped into this 4 hour order block, and look how it's held price up here. One, I guess, just twice now. You see here and here. You see here and here, and then obviously sent price higher. 4 hour inverse here. Told us price should go back and take the high. And then boom, 4 hour order block is now here. So now what I'm going to be watching overnight is this is a high probability fair value gap that should hold, or it will hold if this market still has a higher time frame bias above, right? Because why is this a high probability order block sitting right? I don't know why I just deleted that, sitting here, because a fair value gap that is formed while also making a bullish order block is high probability. Why? Because you have two confluences here. You have the order block plus the FEG holding this thing up. Boom. Look for longs here. If this holds, we should run right back to this high tomorrow. So overnight, along with the daily order block, I bet that 4 hours is going to line up with that daily order block. You see that 4 hour order block is going to be right down here. And it's actually the high of that daily. So that 4 hour order block is also that daily. So you have a daily order block right below this 4 hour here. So this will be a strong level. If this gets violated, what do we look for? Probably the order block low, right? Because this would be a previous day low, and we know liquidity sits there. So that would be the target going into tomorrow, down to 26.15. If we wake up and we are inversing this 4 hour fair value gap back down, right? So back down to Tuesday's low. If this holds, we continue to look for longs, but in reality, we're just really going to wait for CPI, and CPI should give us a little hint to where the next higher time frame draw on price is. So with that, I really don't think there's much else to show you guys. The afternoon trade we took an absolute monster this afternoon. Let me show you guys this. So going into PM, AM had the nice move up, right? Had a beautiful move up. Look at all these 50% we had today. Just goes to show like how often we need to be. Let's get rid of these. Just always be drawing your 50%, guys. I can't say it enough. Because if you see expansion off 50%, 8 to 9, I would say 80% of the time, we're gonna go back and take a high. Or we're at least gonna get a 50% back up. So we're either gonna hit here. Most of the time, we're gonna go back and hit a high. Worst case, we're gonna go up at least 50% here because it's a sell model, and then go back down. So always look for those 50%. Or if we end up just strongly displacing through it, then it tells you the market doesn't want to go up, and then we target the lows. So that's a little 50% thing today. But you see, but in the PM session, there was an absolutely beautiful one. There's actually two or three good ones, and I'll show you guys those real quick. So here was this one. I mean, it didn't give a really good entry because obviously we look at that wick off 50%. Look how the bodies respected 50% there. As long as the bodies are respecting it like that, it's just telling you this market came down just to fill in. Look how the market filled in this lower 1 minute fair value gap and then pushed higher. Fill that in, bodies still respected, right back up to the highs. And then I think there was one. Where was it? Today, it was. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? So I think this one was. Like, just look at this, guys. Like, I draw it from all these like little these lows here, but you see 50%, boom, right back to the highs. As soon as you start seeing that displacement off of it, just fully expect 50% up, back up. So would be the 0.775, of this fib, or back up to the highs for potential runners. If you can find like a 1 minute OB or a 30-second OB or whatever your entry model is in this little range here. So there was that, and then that was the nice one today. And then you see we came down, we swept these lows here, and then I'm like, okay, so I see this here, right? I see that. Let me go down to the 5 minute here. This is the trade we took in PM. So what am I looking for? So I see a close below, right? We closed. This was the last low here that sent us to a new high. So this low sends us, and we close above this high. Here, let me draw this out. This low sends us to this high, and we close above this high. So we close higher. We expect higher prices at this point. Well, and then look. So keep an eye on this low. This low is the important low, right? Because it's sent us to a new high. We close below it. So this is like your 5 minute structure break to the downside. So this is where you look for a return up 50% to here. You look for a return to 50% here, and look what lines up there. A 5 minute BPR, which we know price wants to return here. Price likes to rebalance to 50%. Price likes to go back to those those unmitigated fair value gaps. So we know 50% is going to be a target here. And then if we're bearish, we will absolutely reject here and then push lower. But you see, price didn't, right? So we just know 50% at least should be a target. So if we can find an entry down here, which we did, and then let me show you where this was. So look, that low started here, right? So this low is this low, right? Where it all started. Look what lines up there. Price came down, made people jump into a bunch of shorts, but price was really just coming down to fill in the new fair value gap we had just formed with the 3 o'clock candle closure. I guess you would say the 2 o'clock. This was the 2 o'clock candle closure right here. So when this closes, look what happens. I mean, price comes back down, taps into it, and then we can look for a long, because we are then delivering from a higher time frame fair value gap, and we can look for a long. Some people just bought as soon as we hit the hourly. I like to have confirmation, and you guys know I love my order block entries off of like a higher time frame PD array. So we entered right here. We entered right here. And then you see price held this. A stop would have been if we closed back below 50%. Look how I guess here, let me draw this. Look how price respected mean threshold of that order block. So my stop is if we would have closed back below. And I mentioned this on stream. I said if we close below this, I'm getting out. And then obviously we end up delivering back up. We had some VIs and stuff back up here, but the main target was what? It was 50%. So we hit 50%. And then obviously, because we could absolutely reject there, we don't know if we're going to push through it, because this hourly could have just sent us back up to 50, but it didn't. So, and then obviously there, and then some people held for the higher volume imbalances up here at that 887 level as well, off of this 1 minute order block. 1 minute order block told us like everything, right? So we got that. And then look at this. If you didn't get in on the 1 minute order block, look at this. Yeah, we have equal lows here, but this market's so bullish. Don't even care about equal lows right now. But look here, you get a 50% down. This 1 minute should hold if we're going higher, and we sweep the ITL. We get this displacement up and back down to the 1 minute, and then back up to we deliver to 50%, and then obviously the higher time frame targets. So that was the afternoon trade. Absolutely beautiful, how it should be. Price been very sloppy lately, but today in PM was pretty good. The other thing I forgot from this morning, this kept me out of longs this morning. I don't really care. Like I literally just said I don't care like much about equal lows, but when we leave equal lows like this, off of like the AM, off of like the morning pump, it makes me very sketchy, and I did not want to long here. So, and I even mentioned that I was like, I don't want to long here. I want these equal lows swept. Look what happens. Bounces here, up 10 o'clock, manipulates us up here, and then what do you see? Boom, 10 o'clock reversal right here. 10 o'clock reversal right down, sweeps the lows, and then that was low of day right there. And then we obviously push right back higher. Low of day for I should say for the New York session. I know somebody will be like, "Oh, well, no, London went lower." I'm saying just in general for the New York session, low of day was put in right there after the sweep of those lows. So that's how you just always need to be watching for your equal lows and highs, and that'll save you out of a lot of trouble. Like if they're like 1 minute equal lows or something like that, but when they're this spread apart and they're 15-minute equal lows, you still need to pay attention to them. So and then you see take some, and then like obviously the rest of the day just delivered higher. So with that, for our FVG with the order block is the condition tonight. If it holds, we go higher, and then if we inverse it, I'm looking for Tuesday's low at least to be taken for CPI tomorrow. So with that, hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.